Hi, this is Arjun N, putting for Kids First, and today I'll be reviewing I Still Believe. I Still Believe is a solid Christian-based faith movie, which doesn't try to be too preachy, and it tells the real-life story of Jeremy Camp, which is both very tragic and inspirational, and gives me more respect for the Christian music singer. Kids and adults can watch this, even though kids might find this to be a little sad, and you might want to bring some tissues, as there are some really emotional moments. The story follows the true-life story of Jeremy Camp, and his relationship with his first wife, Melissa, after she is diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And it shows the process of how his music came to be and how his faith in God came to be. And it also just proves that there's always a hope in the midst of tragedy and a faith worth sharing. Of course, the main leads are amazing in this movie. They have great chemistry. I like KJ Apa as Jeremy Camp. Even though I did feel during the more emotional scenes, he did seem a little wooden, but as the character himself, he really embodies him, and I liked his chemistry with Melissa, who's played by Britt Robertson, who does an amazing job. She's easily the best performance. I felt the emotional gravitas in the scenes dealing with her ovarian cancer, and you really feel for her, and it's really sad to watch it happen, but it also gives you, like, hope and how we can treat others when they're going through such a thing. And I just like the dynamic they overall have and the devotion that was put into the relationship itself. Now, one area that doesn't fare well is Nathan Dean as John Luke. While I do feel the actor does a great job as the character himself, the love triangle just felt really cliched, and thankfully it's really only in the first half of the movie. Towards the second half, he becomes a good supporting friend, but I did feel that it was a little cheesy, even though the character itself was alright. Gary Sinise plays Jeremy's father, and I thought he was really good. I like the messages I like the lessons that he tries to teach his son about marriage and being devoted to someone, and I thought it was a nice father-son dynamic. Andrew and John Erwin return after directing I Can Only Imagine, and they continue their more lesson-driven narratives and without being too preachy with this movie, and I like it that they're Christian-based storytellers, but they focus more on the subtlety of what those lessons can teach us than just, okay, here's a Christian life lesson, which is forced in our face. But I think that here the faith felt very natural. The lessons that the faith that Jeremy had for God and how God could help him with what was going on with Melissa and all felt very natural, and it never felt forced at any point. In fact, it was very emotional to watch, and it does tug on your heartstrings. Unfortunately, that means you have to slog through a first half, which is not very impressive and feels like your standard CW drama, which just does not fit the bill for this movie, which is a very emotional, true story. I just feel like the first half does not do that justice, and there's so much cringy, cheesy moments, and on top of that, there's one use of egregious product placement that I just do not know how they got that in there and thought that was genuinely okay. But thankfully, the second half sharpens up, and there's a scene involving a jar of pickles, but after that, the movie shifts dramatically, and I felt for the emotional struggle that the characters were going through, of course, with it being real, and I feel like after that point, the movie becomes like a legitimate movie, and even has good messages about staying close to our family, no matter what they're going through, because everyone needs their help someday or the other. Due to the first half, which is not very impressive, I do have to give this movie a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I would say the age range is an 8 to 18 due to strong thematic material. This is Arjun N, putting for Kids First. Thanks for watching.